Another episode, or not episode, video here on the FanTC Podcast Network YouTube channel. We are back here with our Thursday picks for the FanTC Golf Podcast. This is for the Rocket Mortgage Classic. Obviously, unless you're a golf diehard, you're probably not paying too much attention this week. We're going to have a lot of lesser known names in the equation than we normally do, but let's go ahead and jump into it. Sorry about that. I'm not going to re-record. I'm going to knock this out in one cut. So there you go. The cat made his appearance. Let's go ahead and start by going over the first 2 weeks. So the U.S. Open, we did 4 full days. We ended up losing a unit and a half. The Sunday absolutely killed us. And then last week at the Travelers, we ended up winning a unit and a half. So we're basically dead even through 2 weeks, which I'm okay with. I think both times over the weekend, I've gone a little bit more with gut and not just taking the model directly. So I feel like I kind of get a little bit of a bankroll, and then I kind of feel like I can just call my shots. So this full week, we're going to be sticking with the model. We're going to try and get a couple units up, try and get a positive week under our belt yet again. Sorry, my cat is just annoying the fuck out of me. All right. We have Tony Finau and Keegan Bradley is going to be our first matchup of the week. This one's pretty simple for me. I think, Keegan Bradley could be a little bit wore out after last week, and I don't think anybody could blame him. It was a pretty big week for him, obviously winning pretty close to his hometown there in Hartford, Connecticut. He's obviously a big Boston guy, kind of felt like a home field advantage, as you could say, if he was in Fenway or Foxborough. There we go. And then also the other thing is, even with Keegan's really impressive week last week, the model had Tony Finau as a pretty large favorite. So I think they had him at a minus 150 favorite over the last 36 rounds. So we are going to go ahead and ride with Tony Finau on the first day of the Rocket Mortgage. Our next matchup is, again, one of those matchups where you probably are not going to know these guys very much. This is Adam Schenk and Seb Straka. This one is a little bit more of a gut call, but I do have some solid stats to go behind it. First, whenever I ran them in the model over the last 36 rounds, it ended up coming back as right where DraftKings currently has it. All of these are provided by DraftKings. No free shout-outs, so DraftKings shoot me a sponsorship once these videos blow up. But let's go ahead. So again, DraftKings had it right there. Now, whenever I looked at it for the last 12 and the last 24, we actually had a little bit of a swing to it being very even, or even maybe going a little bit in Schenk's favor in some categories. So with that being the case, I think it's basically 50-50 over the last 24, and over the last 12, Schenk has a slight advantage. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the plus money on this one. Obviously, this is the only plus money bet of the day. I do think this is kind of a coin toss, so I'm just going to be on the plus money side of that coin toss. Adam Hadwin versus Brian Harman. Adam Hadwin here at minus 105. This one was pretty even. I think Brian Harman was a slight favorite at minus 115. When I ran it through the model, again, with the conditions that I had set, Adam Hadwin came back as what should have been a bigger favorite. And I looked at it at 12 weeks, 24, and 36. All of the stats back that out. So we are going to Adam Hadwin minus 105. Sungjae Im versus Max Homa. I like Max Homa a lot. I hate that I just keep kind of betting against him in all of these, but his recent stats just do not pan out. And when you add that into the model, I mean, he's a big underdog against most of these good guys that have been playing good golf over the past couple of months. So we're going to keep riding with it. Obviously, we saw last week Justin Thomas kind of turned it around. These guys are so good, you never know when they can. We may end up betting on Justin Thomas if he continues his good play. Maybe Max Homa turns it around this week, but just going off of recent statistics, you have to continue to bet against him until he proves you otherwise. Last but not least, you have Hideki Matsuyama versus Mark Hubbard. With this one was pretty simple for me. Matsuyama came back as a massive favorite, like minus 240. He's at minus 155. You're eating a little bit of chalk there, but I don't mind it. I'm going to go ahead and just take Matsuyama at minus 155. Those are the 4 picks for Thursday at the Rocket Mortgage. We're bad with that. Rocket Mortgage Classic. Hopefully we'll be back with videos every single day. Like I said, we'll at least get the graphics out on social media. Check me out on Twitter, Facebook for the FanTC account, Instagram for the FanTC account, all that kind of good stuff. I will get all that posted in the description. Peace out.